So I'm still in Azorius for this probably going to be another long playlist of with a bunch of cards that I have. This is my super big gigantic RTR Super Cube, and I was looking through and I noticed that I hardly had any Azorius cards in the Azorius box, and now I remember why. This is why these videos are a little bit of a treasure trove, is because I've forgotten what exactly it is that I did. And I have forgot. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not finding any of my legendaries. I know that I have most of the legendaries that came out in Return to Ravnica block. And I think the reason is because I forgot that I had this book. So at some point, I think after I clear this Azorius box and show you what I have in it, and at least only the foils, I'm not going to go through all the commons. I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. Then I'll show, I think what I'll do is at some point, maybe even after the Azorius box is done with the videos, that I'm done with those videos, I'll show you what I have in this book, which is where all the legendaries are. Since we're going to be talking a lot about Commander and Brawl as we move forward in the next couple of months. So I showed pretty much everything that really belongs in the Azorius box, and I'll show some of these foils because some of the sleeved cards, because this is going to be our material. The comments will be our material too, but the good stuff is usually in the uncommon and rare, mythic rare. So again, like I said before, the guild mages in Return to Ravnica and the RTR block don't have the name of the guild. So this is the Rakdos guild mage. These are some Rakdos cards. Played a lot with this card, a lot, and it's great that it can go either way, either black or red. More guild mages. 6 drop is a lot for a card. I found out when I was playing with these cards. So 6 drop is quite a lot. Again, as I look through these, I'm just as surprised by whatever is in the box as anybody watching this video, since I haven't looked at these in a while. Rest in Peace is a great card, of course. I think most people know that. This is almost a playset. Really more like a block constructed card, because you got to be in a multicolored environment. Maybe it's good in Commander, I don't really know. A lot of multicolored cards in Commander. Martial Law. Some of these cards really did not pan out that well. This card did, for sure. Played it a lot in Standard. You can really lock out your opponent. One heavier than a pacifism, but definitely pretty good in locking out that creature from play. Okay, so here I think these are more Simic-like cards. A big flyer. This is the Azorius guild symbol. Unblockable is really nice, even though it's a 4/2/1. I'd put something on it. Again, this is just the broad foundation for fun deck building once I get going with trying to see how all these cards get put together into decks. So I'm just laying out basically the rules of my cube game by documenting all the cards in the box. Detain is of course, a very good control mechanic, even if it works only, I think, for a turn. This card definitely did not see that much play as a 5-drop, and neither did this card. Even though it does drop a 4/4 flyer. These are clearly Selesnya cards that wound up in here. I really wonder why. This is what happens when you look at something that you did a long time ago. This card ended up being a great combo card with an M13 Warm that got +1/+1 counters for every single life you gained. So you drop this first, you give it +7/+7, and it stays that way. I played that trick a lot back when both cards were in standard. These clue stones would have been so much better if they had been 2-drops. Again, you know, if you ever make it to be able to play with 7 mana, yeah, you can do great things with this card, but how often did that happen? And this card, of course, beautiful artwork, Therese Nielsen, strikes again. And this is the Selesnya Guildmage. Of course, we'll repeat all this when I go through the Selesnya box. The charms are pretty good. The charms are all really good. So I think when I get started with Brawl and Commander deck builds out of these cards, all those cards, I think this will probably be auto includes in every single one of the decks. And maybe the key rooms, I'm not sure. Now, I really tried to play these fuse cards because I really liked them. I thought the concept was great. And when I was cracking the packs, I cracked a couple of really pretty foils. I don't know. I'm not so sure. Maybe in Commander they're better. They certainly were not that great in Standard Constructed. Okay, so I think that's it for this box. And in the next video, I'm going to take a little detour and go through the legendaries that I have.